What's up, everyone? It's Sly here with D. And D, man, everybody in 49er community are talking about him. Jake Haener. Guy, well, I'll be real, man. 2021, I was watching football, Saturday night. I just remember he had an amazing game against the undefeated at the time, Chip Kelly, UCLA Bruins. An amazing game where I was like, what the hell? Who is this kid? But one thing I did notice that he was undersized, but he looked like a gamer, man. What do you think about this, man? And do you think the 49ers should take a chance on this guy?
I'll be real. I wouldn't take a chance on him.
No?
Mm-mm. And let's go back to the last thing you said. Beat Chip Kelly, Flo's boy. All right? Who didn't beat Chip Kelly? He was with us. We had him for a season. Everyone beat us. And so with that being said, that's not an impressive win for me. But also, what I do like about him is that for being a small guy, I know they're comparing him to Brock Purdy, which is disrespectful because this guy, he didn't win anything with Fresno State. Nothing good comes out of Fresno State. If you want to, preach Derek Carr, by all means, but a bunch of scrubs come out of Fresno State. And also, with him, what I do like about him, though, is that he does protect the ball. But, again, going back to Flo's boy, I remember Dorian, what's his name? The QB.
Texas A&M?
No, this guy. What's his name?
Haener?
Yeah, Haener. He kind of reminds me a little bit of like Johnny Manziel, where he likes to make plays happen. And that was also Flo's boy. Flo was also, he wanted the 49ers to draft Manziel. And I was like, no way, no how. We don't need that. And look who ended up being right. Manziel ended up being a bust. And this guy, I don't think he's that crazy like Manziel. But again, I like where we're at. I want to see Trey Lance get an opportunity. I didn't even think he'll be starting. I think at the beginning of the season, Darnold's got a chance to start. But I'd rather wing it with those two guys, see what Trey's got this year. And then if Brock Purdy's healthy enough towards like mid-season, give him the opportunity to start. But I'm sticking with those three QBs. And as much as I like that this guy does protect the ball, I don't think we need to go through that whole rookie route again.
Yeah, honestly, I like him. I know you compare him to kind of Johnny Football, Flo's boy. And the thing with Johnny Football, when I didn't know about Johnny Football until you guys talked about him, you and Flo, and I was like, who's this Johnny Football? And you guys were talking about him. And I told you right away, I didn't like how he was because he was a tiny guy, and he would scramble around too much. The difference with Haener, yeah, he does scramble around, but he's always looking downfield, which I really like. He's looking downfield. He had 20 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Unfortunately for him, he's had injuries in college. That's the thing that's going to bring him down. He's actually taller than Brock Purdy, though.
Yeah.
Intangibles is crazy. He's 6'1". I think Brock Purdy's, 6 feet? He's about 6 feet tall,
yeah.
So he's a little bit taller than Brock Purdy. To me, I think he's a gamer, man. I like him. If he's there, I think at the right position, maybe 6th, 7th round, he might even go undrafted. He was at the pro day, and Brian Griese was looking at him on Wednesday, and I think they liked it because you saw Brian Griese talking to him. And Brian Griese seems like he's like the quarterback guru of the last year, what he did with Jimmy G and what he did with Brock Purdy. So he was talking to him, and the thing I liked about him in the interview we saw, he was really confident. He's like, you know what, Brock Purdy, he's this, he's that. I'm different than Brock Purdy. I'm my own man. And I like that about him. That 20 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and unfortunately he got hurt. The year before that, he did solid. That's when I saw him, 2021, when he beat UCLA, and I was like, damn, man, this guy's freaking solid, like what he did. So I get what you're saying, Fresno State, but I made that mistake before, and that was with
Derek Carr?
Not Derek Carr. Patrick Mahomes. Remember all those damn quarterbacks out of Texas Tech? They kept sucking, and everyone was like, dude, Patrick Mahomes, what's up with this dude? Like, he's gonna be the same exact. He's a system quarterback, but nah, man, he proved everyone wrong. So to me, I like Haener, man. I really do. He's a local guy. And I just think he's an accurate quarterback, and he's really a high IQ guy. Maybe not as high as IQ as Brock Purdy, because when did Brock Purdy score like a 90-something on that Wonder? Like, he was just
he was able to get out of like certain situations for like his IQ. Like perfect example, watch that Raider game. The way that he was able to scramble and throw the ball away, that was like some super like IQ and like during that game. And he was only a rookie and first time season starting.
Yeah, so I like things about him. One thing obviously don't like. He's already 24 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, we drafted Kaepernick. He was 24 years old, and we drafted Kaepernick. So it's
Yeah.
kind of those older quarter. He's not old, but like as coming out of the draft, he's a freaking older quarterback.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be there in the 6th, 7th round. And to tell you the truth, guys, we have 11 draft picks. Not all of them are going to make the team, man. So
And then just real quick for touching, the reason we say like older quarterback is because when you have a quarterback who spends like 4 years versus the guy who's like there for like about 2 years,
yeah.
is that they start to build bad habits, and that's what happened with Kaepernick.
Mhm.
He had a lot of bad habits. He was always running, or he would just wind up the ball and then start throwing it down, and that's why he wasn't as accurate as he developed, because he didn't learn those like key plays for his rookie year. I feel that he took that 4 years in Nevada, and then when he went to the pros, he also took another 2 years before he even started. And so by then, like, he was already a lot older, didn't really like learn the intangibles. Compared to like now, you see all these young quarterbacks, they're only there for like about a year or two. And for example, like Brock Purdy, he went in there like right away. He started right away. Where in his scenario, even though that he was the last draft pick, most quarterbacks wouldn't even get that position. They would like take like years off, wouldn't even probably make the team. So it was like very rare that really happens. And with this guy for Fresno, it's kind of like a hit or miss.
Yeah, that's true. I think he went to Washington first year, then he transferred to Fresno State. So yeah, and then I think had a red shirt and all this stuff. So he really didn't. He hasn't played like a lot of football like Brock Purdy did. But to me, I see a high Q guy. I see a guy with a solid arm. I think he has not all the intangibles, because you would like your quarterback. Like Trey Lance seems to be like the prototypical quarterback.
Yeah.
6'4", fast, strong arm. The only problem is, the accuracy. And so that's the only problem with him. But it's funny because if we get this guy, Haener, he's going to be like an older quarterback. He's going to be older than Trey Lance and Brock Purdy, which is hilarious. But, I mean, to tell you the truth, man, I would do it. Personally, I like what I see out of him. I'm taking that chance because I know he might not make the team, but I think he has a chance of at least making the practice squad. And that would be solid for him to, develop. And competition, man. It's all about competition. We didn't think Brock Purdy was going to be starting for us in the NFC Championship game, so who knows, man. I think that Kyle Shanahan, Brian Griese, they like this kid, and I know he was the buzz yesterday. Everyone was.
And I'm kind of giving him like a hard time, but like in all seriousness, though, I just don't see it, just because just a couple of reasons. Like, one, with his highlights, just from you like watching it, a lot of like his highlights are like his team's already blowing the other people out. So it's like 40-13. And then they're like, oh, look at that pass that he made. And also, he didn't really get pressured a lot like during like the season. So I want to see like what, because again, like Brock Purdy, like for the first time being a starter, you saw like the games with
the
Cowboys, with the Raiders, where they were just pressuring him like lights out, and he just like threw the ball away. He scrambled, and he had to make a quick decision. I want to see what he's like during that scenario. And so it also be taking a step backwards, getting another rookie, because we've got two vets where they're going to battle it out. And then we're looking at Brock Purdy being our guy. So if we're also getting like another rookie who's going to battle against Purdy, it's going back to Trey Lance, it's we're not getting Trey Lance that like really opportunity to start. It's going to be like that Jimmy G, Trey Lance kind of scenario where we had Jimmy as our starter and then Trey Lance was like right behind him. It's going to be like that with Brock Purdy. We're going to have Brock Purdy, but then we got this guy. Yeah. And so that's the only thing I don't want to see, is that I don't want to like see the distractions from it. But I will say, one thing I do like about him is that he does protect the ball, and I would take him over Dorian Thompson-Robinson from UCLA, just because that seems like the more route that Shanahan will go, because he's kind of similar to Trey Lance. He's a scrambler. He actually had the same number as what's his name?
Haener.
Yeah, from Haener. He just threw more picks.
Yeah.
So that's also one thing that was a red flag. And if you look at those games from UCLA, like USC, for example, they lost by 3 points. And why? Because the turnovers like that, 10 picks compared to 3 picks, you lost, and you lose a lot of close games, is because you're making those stupid decisions. And even if it is not a game-winning interception, if it's an interception earlier in the games, those are like they make it matters like throughout the outcome of the game. And so this guy's already having a lot of turnovers, and he had the same number as Haener. I just don't see, I don't really hope that the Niners don't even look at this guy. Thompson? But that's somebody, but Thompson is somebody that I could see Shanahan going after him more realistically, but I just hope that it didn't even look that way. But I would rather take Haener over
Yeah.
Thompson because Haener does protect the football.
Yeah, I really don't want Thompson because to me, he is another project. He's another quarterback that has accuracy issues too.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, watching his games, you know, one time he'll throw a freaking dart and the next one he'll overthrow it. With guys like Haener, Purdy, we don't see that, man. Those guys are really accurate. So, honestly, I like it because I know if we pick up Haener, 6th, 7th round, maybe undrafted free agent, what's going to happen is the fans are going to be like, is Haener the next Purdy? We want to see him at training camp. We want to see him at least second string reps. Is he actually the future? It's going to happen, man. It's going to be happening just because how successful Brock Purdy did last year, and we get Haener. He's had a lot of buzz. Oh man, it's gonna be crazy, man.
And if they get him, I say like just stick with that route though. I would say stick with Purdy, stick with Haener, and if I'm Shanahan, just get rid of that whole like mobile. This isn't 2017, 2016 where we had Kaepernick, 2015 or in Harbaugh where we had RG3, Colin Kaepernick, all these like running mobile Russell Wilson, mobile quarterbacks. You're starting to see that Brock Purdy and like Haener like. They're like the guys that stay in the pocket and they make plays happen when they need to, not doing a QB draw when it's like 10 yards away.
Yeah. Yeah, man. But that's what we got, man. A lot of talk about this guy, man. Let us know what you guys think about this. Should we go and get him late in the 6th round, 7th round, even go up to the 5th round and get him, or just wait, maybe undrafted free agent? Let us know what you guys think about him, man. Like, comment, subscribe. Talk to you next time. Go Niners.
Peace.